Hey, all you empowered people of Earth, Sean Fury here with today's video vitamin. A little something to help increase your positive impact potential today in your own life and in the lives of others. You might also think of it as your awesome factor. So today's message is don't hate, emulate. Don't hate, emulate. So I want to tell you a little story to illustrate my point. When I was in 7th grade, I played basketball at Maranacook High School in Reedfield, Maine, and I was terrible at it. My biggest victory that season was that I scored 2 points for the wrong team. And I stole the ball and I went down and did a layup, and the whole crowd erupted in laughter. I was humiliated, as you can imagine. I probably blocked it out. But I didn't give up. I went home and I probably cried my eyes out. But instead of giving up, I went and I bought some videos from basketball players that I found at the local store. Like one was about Larry Bird. It was a VHS tape. And one of the things I learned from that, watching Larry Bird on that VHS video cassette, was that when he was in high school, he used to go out and shoot 1,000 foul shots every morning before school. So I decided that I would go out and start shooting foul shots as well. And in 8th grade, that work paid off. I got onto the A team instead of the B team that I had been on. And the A team is with the cooler, better basketball players, right? And I scored like 60 points that season for my team, the correct team, which was awesome. And I kept that strategy up, and I even went and played basketball at this place called The Barn, where you could go play basketball in the winter time because this guy had built a full court basketball court in his barn. And so I'd knock on his door in the middle of a winter blizzard, and he'd look at me and be like, "Fury, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I want to go practice." So I would practice, and I would shoot my hoops and practice my stance. And in 9th grade, it paid off big dividends. I became the most valuable player of the 9th grade team. Kept doing that strategy and of learning what Michael Jordan does, what Larry Bird does, what Magic Johnson does, etc. And in 10th grade at Maranacook High School, I was one of only 2 sophomores to make the varsity team. And so things just kept getting better because I was emulating the strategies that had worked for other people. So notice that I was not envying those other people. To envy means that you wish you had the traits that someone else has, but you're not willing to take notes and do what they do. So it sucks when people envy you, but you have to hang in there and not give up on your journey and your progress and your dreams just because someone else thinks you should, because it'd make them feel better on some sadistic level. They get some kind of pleasure out of seeing you hurt, right? That's not something that heroic people do, that empowered individuals do. That's something that's a little more villainous, right? So often, why do people that envy not just take notes and do what you do? Well, one of the big reasons I found is that they choose to not look at themselves and to figure out where their flaws are, right? Like, I had to look at myself and say, man, shooting at the wrong hoop was not a good strategy, Sean. But I had to do it in a way that was loving, right? Famous psychologist Carl Rogers says to give people unconditional positive regard. And that means looking at yourself non-judgmentally as an observer. This is part of mindfulness practice, right? Learning to embrace yourself, your whole being, even the parts of you that made mistakes, that you're not proud of, that you might be ashamed of, to let go of those shameful things. Let go of the shame is what I mean, and learn to love yourself. And so you can look at yourself and feel good about yourself, even the mistakes you've made, even the things you don't like, even the things that other people have not liked about you. Because from my point of view, it's only when you learn to accept and embrace your real self, flaws included, when you learn to become flawsome, as David Rendell says, author of The Freak Factor. and co-author of Pink Goldfish. It's only when you become Flawsome that you can truly win at life. Have a great day and a great life.